the responsibilities of the children?
No, it's supposed to be everyone's responsibility. Quiet. As I was saying, the children proved the point. We spoke responsibly about our rights and also our responsibilities, and also the fact that we have something positive to say. And the Children's Act and the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child grant us that right. We went on about our education, issues of abuse, and also the progress we are making. What's more,
we know we have to tune in to Uniiq Curious Minds, Saturdays at 11:15 a.m. prompt. Fellows, the message is clear. What is it?
Uniiq Curious Minds.
It's going to be.
My name is Philippa Tobin. Always listen to Uniiq Curious Minds. This is where you get what comes from children. Uniiq Curious Minds every Saturday at 11:15 a.m. That's the place to be.
My name is Mavis Norman. I have a secret that I want to share with you. Do you know that when children are given the chance, they prove to be the real resource needed by every country to develop? When you listen to our views, you grant us the opportunity to share what we have with you. Our problems, our concerns, our contributions, and best of all, our joys. We invite you to make a date with us on Uniiq Curious Minds every Saturday morning after the news at 11. We shall continue the chat here on Uniiq 95.7 FM. Uniiq Curious Minds, where children discuss rights with responsibility. See you.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building them castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I.
My name is Philippa Tobin. Always listen to Uniiq Curious Minds. This is where you get what comes from children. Uniiq Curious Minds every Saturday at 11:15 a.m. That's the place to be.
Hello, I'm Marcel Desai, and you're listening to Uniiq Curious Man.
My name is Karina Ashele Ashkwe Ama Opoku Kuda Efia Kofi. Keep listening to Uniiq Curious Minds. My name is Miss Becky, and this is Give What Mine.
Oh, I want to know. Everybody wants to know. Oh, who made the sun? Who made the moon? Who made the stars? Who made the earth? Who made the water? Who made the wind? Who made the planets of this universe?
Apach, Akpalu, Ben's gonna gingon. Ayi putubu, Obodzai Nyemuodzin, Tiwi, Brena, and the list goes on and on. Wondering what it is? Well, make a guess whilst I welcome you to Uniiq Curious Minds on Uniiq 95.7 FM, where we blaze the children and young people's programming. I promise you of an exciting edition today as we dig deep into name calling or teasing in schools. Are they just for fun, or they do have negative impacts on the people who are teased? My friends and I will give you all the exclusive nicknames. Join me, your pilot Bint Al Hassan, from now to the top of the hour on Uniiq Curious Minds flight number TK1205 2012 CM. Welcome aboard. Remember to fasten your seatbelt.
God made man in his own likeness.
The program is Uniiq Curious Minds on Uniiq 95.7 FM, where we blaze the children and young people's programming. And tomorrow is Mother's Day, and we'll take the next few minutes to discuss the significance of mothers in our lives. You know, people say, my mommy is the best mother on earth, and my mommy is the best woman in the country. Mommy is the... Roberta, I just want to know, what makes your mommy so special?
She's a single mother, you know. We are 4 children, and she's able to have time for each and every one of us. I love her so much.
Oh. Emmanuel.
Yeah, actually, the only thing that I can figure out that helps me.
Is it because tomorrow is Mother's Day that you're actually...
Not at all, Binta. What I'm saying is, with my mom's food, Binta, no one comes.
Hey, your mommy is the best
cook in the world. Yes, I can say that. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Hannah.
For me, I'll say my mommy is the best. She's always caring. Mommy, I love you.
Oh, Dawood, please tell me what makes the mommy so special.
Okay, my mom is special because talking about the things she does for me, I think she's the best woman I've ever. Happy Mother's Day.
Okay.
Yes, Binta,
I'm not even called you and you are here.
Because of the love he has for the mom.
Okay.
Let it out.
Okay, please let it out. Your mom is listening.
Like Roberta said rightly, like my mom is the only parent, like as in my daddy and my mommy at the same time, taking care of three of us, and she's been supportive in all the decisions I take, and she comes in when she's supposed to, like when I go wayward, and then she tries to straighten me up. So I just want to say, Mom, I love you.
Okay, Mom, Eddie loves you. Gebash is drawing closer. So, Gebash,
okay, I think my colleague, spoke about what I had wanted to talk about. But before I start, I would want to mention the name of this special person called Aliquenda Beatrice Botele Bote. And I want to believe she is doing the listening now. She's been very supportive. Some of us, especially with the fathers. Binta, before we came to the studio, I asked why we hardly see, programs being organized on air for our fathers when Father's Day is drawing,
but how many
closer.
How many people even know there is something
Yeah,
like
exactly the point. It's because, we don't really see some fathers playing their roles as expected. And for some of us, our parents or our mothers, have been there for us, playing their roles effectively, making sure that we get a chance to go to school, making sure that they provide the money we need for our, upbringing. And they've been there through the difficult times, having to wake up very early in the morning, go to work just to make sure that we get something to eat. We become very happy, buying us the teddy bear, football, blah, blah, blah. They've really done a lot. And I want to take this opportunity to commend all mothers. And to those who are, shirking their responsibility, hey, we are also using this day to, tell you that you should do your roles as expected.
Okay, Esther Linka, even though you are quiet, I just want to draw you to Mike. What makes the mommy so special?
Oh, Binta, it got to a point where my dad lost the job and my mom was able to take care of the 4 children. I and my other siblings, when they were in SS, but I was in the primary school then. Yeah. So we all completed until my father also had another job.
Okay, that's so lovely. I can't let you guys talk about your mom without me talking about my mom. My mom has been the father, the uncle, the sister, the brother, and best of all, the best friend I've ever had. I just want to say I love you, Mom, and I appreciate all that you've been doing for me. Keep doing the good job. Okay, that's just by the way. As children, we try to be naughty sometimes. When mommy says, hey, stop, don't do this, we say, oh, no. You think you know so much. What are some of the things that we do that mommy doesn't really like, that we make her talk so much? Gebash, don't think too much. Just come tell me. Some of the things you do that mommy will tell you, OBJ, coffee, but you still do it.
Well, we've all been stubborn, in one way or the other. Especially when, for instance, you are being called to run errands for your mom and you would go like, oh, mom, I'm coming, when actually you are playing. So because of the excitement and then the enjoyment you are having from the kind of, game you are playing, you often tend to
because you've been stubborn, your throat, you are choking.
Yeah, so parents don't really, mothers especially, don't want to see a situation where they want you to do something for them and you would dictate to them as and when you would want to have the thing done. It really, pisses them or makes them feel very bad and could even end up insulting you or, taking something to hit you. Yeah.
Mine is a little bit different from that because I've tried to be a good boy to my mom because I don't... because I don't want her to complain a lot.
No. Eddie, just tell me one thing you remember you did that didn't really go down with your mom. I know you've been naughty. I know you. So just tell me one thing.
Okay, you've said all.
That you've been naughty. Okay.
I have nothing to say.
Roberta.
My mom always says that a child, when your mother's flesh is being put on the table for you, you can take it, but a mother can never take the flesh of her own child. And sometimes when I'm lazying about, especially for me to wash my own clothes, my mother will start shouting, "Wanda, come and do this, do that." Yeah. My mother doesn't like you lazying about when she wants you to really have something done and you are doing it. I know it pisses her off, but then I still do it.
Part of the naughty things. Osa, please come tell me. What is the stubbornness, if I would put it, thing that you've ever done that has really pissed your mom off?
Binta, I quite remember when my mom sent me to send some items to my aunt and I refused. By then, my mom will get some little money from the item I'm taking to my aunt, but by then I was playing football, so I was wajo, so I didn't pay attention to my mom at all. So
that's was bad. I remember this one little boy who came back from school and he has to remove his uniform and the white singlet he wear inside. Mommy says remove it. This boy says no. He ran outside. He went to play football and imagine him coming home without white singlet. It was brown. And mommy was so pissed off. What is she going? Is she going to beat this boy? But as loving and caring as mommy was, there was nothing she could do than to just remove it and wash it for little boy. Okay, as we celebrate Mother's Day, I want you to mention your mommy's name and just tell us what you expect from your mom.
Okay, I'll take that one. I think my mom's name is Esther Ayoko Ingbodon Uduma.
Wow.
I think it is very great when I mention this name because my mom is very great, and I won't say that, Mom, I expect you to love me more than you've ever loved me. Wow. Thank you.
Such a...
Do I talk?
Yeah, talk.
My mom's name is Madame Victoria Abutiati, and I'm even short of words, Mom. I love you so much.
So much. Okay. Roberta.
My mom's name is Madame Grace Anyemi Afro. I just want to say, Mom, you are so lovely and I love you.
You're not telling me what you expect from your mom. Hannah.
Okay, my mom's name is Mrs. Vaida Ayakai Soa. Okay, I expect her to care for me more. I'll say that, Mom, you are very wonderful and I love you so much.
So as we keep mentioning our mommy's name and saying what we expect of her, we are dedicating this song to you. That's the only song that really, when it is played, we feel something within us that truly mothers are really wonderful. So, Jonah.
My mom's name is Margaret Nala Kosankwe, and I would say that they should keep supporting their family with their good deeds.
That would.
Okay, my mom's name is Lady Talata. I pray to God that she should keep on doing her wonderful things. And one of my aunties, Ma Abna, I pray that she also gets.
Okay, sir.
My mom's name is Agnes Makutete, and I pray to God that God will give her all the health she needs to take care of me and play her role.
My mom's name is Mercy Ozo, and I'm expecting her to still keep the support she's giving to the family.
My mom's name is Benjamin.
I don't know if
my mom's name is Felicia Dako, and I love her so much. I love her so much. I'm overwhelmed by my mom. I love my mom so much. I can't be.
Your mom has
I'm surprised, but I love her so much, and I'm missing my own day.
So much love.
I'm going for food tonight.
My mom's name is Carolina Fofo Adi. I thank her for everything she has done. She has been supportive, and I pray she keeps it up. And also to Auntie Mary, I love her so much.
Okay.
My name is Huda Sangare. My mom's name is Mercy Sangare. I love her so much. Happy Mother's Day.
Mine is Mama Beatrice and Mama Zoo. I thank you so much for everything you've been doing. Guys working hand in hand when Daddy travels. So thank you.
Okay, so from me to my mom, Mrs. Asana Hassan, I say Happy Mother's Day to you. I love you so much. So from the children and youth in broadcasting to all mothers out there, we say a Happy Mother's Day.
listening to Uniiq Curious Man.
To our main topic, I just want to take this opportunity to wish our special mom, Mrs. Kingsley Obeng-Kyereh, a happy Mother's Day. So let's move straight to business. Today we are looking at teasing and name calling. I'm sure when I mentioned this, you are trying to recall your days in school when you were in primary and to JSS. When we talk about teasing and name calling, I remember those in SS so much that you'll be teased and you feel like killing some. I'm not saying you should go and kill when you are teased though, but what at all do we consider teasing, Roberta?
Sometimes when people call you names that you don't expect them to do and you become so furious, sometimes you are happy about what they say about you. Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
So as in I call you Brainer.
You see, I don't like it.
You don't really like it? You don't like it? Probably I'll just start calling you Brainer to the end of
because
the program.
I'm not.
Okay, what do we really consider teasing, Eddie?
When statements or something is said about you that you don't like, and you get pissed off about that.
So if I call you name words, then you don't really like it.
You are trying to touch a nerve.
So when you're touching, I'm sure you're going to touch nerves today in the studio because you're going to mention names that people won't really like. But let's look at the forms they take. Earlier on, Roberta mentioned when you are called a name that you really like. Apart from that, what other forms do teasing take?
It could take giggling also. Sometimes when you are coming and you see your friends are gathered talking, and when they see you, I mean, it sends a signal.
I remember when you see the deaf and dumb. I'm sure our listeners can't see us, but you put your thumb in your ears and you wave your 4 fingers when you see those who can't really talk. Sometimes when you do these things to them, they become so furious because they think you are telling them something they can't talk or something. Gebash, apart from that, what other forms does teasing take? Don't say, please just talk to me.
Well, it takes different forms. Even before coming to the studio, you were mentioning Obodai ni Muodin. It's just one form of it, which,
so,
it's a verbal. Well, I'm yet to really accept that, but it's just one out of the many ways people do tease their friends. And sometimes there are certain names which naturally are funny, and therefore you would see friends mentioning such names in a funny way. For instance, my name Obodai, whilst growing, I had friends who would go like Obodai Gbeme Tofi Yoduna Petung. Well, I'm sorry, for those who understand the term, it sounds a little bit nude and then in a way harsh. But that was how it used to be. And also, a name like Ayi, as in Ni Ayi, whilst growing up, we used to tease a friend called Ayi like Ayi Putuplu, Blemankati won we. So sometimes you call them these names and they become very angry, even wanting to fight you, blah blah blah. So it takes so many forms. It could be verbal, non-verbal, gestures, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Let's look at teasing itself. Sometimes when you are teasing somebody, look at the fun that's you attach to it and how you feel so happy and you make the person feel so bad. Is it not supposed to be fun?
Yes, but we have different types of temperaments. There are people who take it lightly and some others who take it so aggressively. Those
they
people,
take it like World Cup,
some of them, when they are teasing you, they are happy about it. But when you start teasing them, then Charlie.
Okay, different types of temperaments. Eddie, which one is yours? So that if I'm going to tease you, I know.
I'm cool-tempered. You can start now until I say you are touching a nerve.
So even with Eddie, there is a limit. You don't have to go beyond that limit. But I think it depends on the circumstances. For instance, whilst in primary school, I think primary 6, a friend was very late to class.
Yeah, we'll come to how these names come about. But let's look at instances. Do you remember being teased? Esther, please, I want you to come to mic. Do you remember being teased before?
Oh, yes, that was when I was in JSS that my class used to tease me, but I'm not going to mention the name. Oh, no. The other time, a friend called on phone and I was like, who is this? The person didn't want to mention the name, but the person remembered me with that name. I was like, you are the one. So that's...
Okay, Hannah, do you remember being teased before?
Yes.
And if you can tell us the name.
I said my former school. Yes, they used to call me electrical powers because they think I'm strict.
Strict electrical powers.
And also Korea.
Stop it. I'll start to see you.
Okay, Roberta, do you remember being teased before?
My name is Cassava.
We have one cassava here. Can you tell us how this name came about?
I can't really remember. My brother used to tell me that when I was very little, there was this woman in our house who was preparing cassava for fufu, and I went to her that she give me cassava, and they were like, wonderful cassava. So maybe now.
Osa, do you remember being teased?
I quite remember when I was in JHS, I was teased by my friends, and I was like shy, and I separated myself from them. Justice is here, he can bear me witness, he knows what I used to do.
I also remember when I was in class 1, I was the eldest in the class, so they were calling me Chichi in the every language, which means you are the eldest in the classroom.
You see, seeing at your faces, you guys really felt some pain in your heart when you guys were. I'm sure you've also teased somebody before. Yes. Tell me about that one too, Hannah.
Yeah, for me, when I'm teasing someone, I feel...
Actually, I'm the one who issued the names to the people.
Cassava.
No.
Cassava doing the issue of names. Okay, tell us.
Names like Tiwi, Brenya, English Madam, Tunoyin, HOD, Honorable.
I remember in school, sometimes we used to give names to teachers and they would never know about it till we leave the school. Experiences.
Yeah, there was a teacher in our school and she was very, very thin and she liked any too, so we named her Ajakanya.
But when we named her Ajakanya, she used to call that name to someone else like that, but she don't know that she's the one called Ajakanya.
Binta, when I was
saying... If you just read us, the program is Uniiq Kiosk Minds or Uniiq 95.7 FM, where we blaze the chill in your
Binta, you mean blaze?
No. And they are looking at teasing and name calling. I'm sure you are laughing. Please don't laugh too much because your ribs will be hurting by now. Just stay cool, and I'm sure they have more of these names coming. Esther.
Binta, my social studies teacher, when she comes to the class and she's teaching, she will try and link the topic to something which happened in the house. So the students started calling her Masim. Anytime she gets to the class, Masim.
Was she your social teacher?
Yeah.
Just like mine. When she comes, my husband did this. My husband's car is hot. Every time she has something.
You mean Banku she prepared which she added guy? She came to the class. I prepared Banku. I gave it to my husband. She said, "Is this Banku? We are not learning about Banku. So why is she teaching us Banku?"
Better.
But there was this commerce teacher. The only topic he could teach you for you to understand very well was Modlu. So when we got to the school, we made the name there. We left there with the name. When he hears, he knows that he's called Modlu, and when he hears you calling him Modlu, yeah, do.
So we've started talking about the school. I just want us to center on name calling per se.
It's really bad.
One name that I'm sure I won't forget is one of my friends. His father was the Gbese Manche. And we were in class one, the teacher was teaching, and we just heard this noise, boom. As in, this guy had sneeze. And since then, this guy was called Gbese Boom. So we finished school, and he was like, at first he was really angry, as in, why should we add Gbese to his name? But no, as students, students will always be who they are. So it was Gbese Boom. So it got to a time that he himself nicknamed himself Gbese Boom, and like that.
Yeah, being a word of Timothy. There was a guy in my class and who was this big head. in quotes, and we named him Timothy. Since we gave,
but Timothy is a name.
Yeah, Timothy. But in the with the meaning of the nickname, it was Etremute. The T and the T at the end means Etremutre. The head was very big, and since we gave that name, the guy couldn't come closer to us. Like, you know, when we are close to each other, talking to each other, he feels like, oh wow, Charlie, there are so many small heads. My head is very big. What am I going to say? Like, anytime he's getting closer, we start the Tirimutre thing, and it's really reduced his confidence, and I think it wasn't so good.
Some people are quiet. I don't know if they just don't want us to know some of the names that they were called way back in school.
Binta, at some points I stopped using my name because my classmates used to tease me. I'm called Huda Sangari, and then they used to say Hudada Gari. So whenever I get to them or a newcomer asks me of my name, I tell them, no, I'm Vivian, I'm not Huda. So I stopped using my name because they call me Hudada Gari.
No, what Teasing has done, it has made you stop using your precious name, Huda. Oh, Roberta.
There was one girl in my class called Boy, and the boys in my class that said Boy. To the extent that when this girl's father calls on campus, we call the name Boy.
Give us.
Well, there was this guy in my class in primary 6 or class 6, and he came to class very late, so he was asked why he was late and also why he by then hadn't presented his assignment. So the teacher asked of the book, and he went like, my book is my home. And well, all of a sudden, as in he was asked why he was late, one, and why he wasn't holding the assignment with him, and he went like, my book is my home. So just after saying that, all my colleagues started laughing, and since then it became, a sort of nickname which was used to tease him. And trust me, the guy became very shy. He wasn't the type that would easily react to certain things like insulting or fighting back. So it really affected his performance and the way he related to people in class. And along the way, he dropped out. I don't know if that contributed towards the guy dropping out of school, but maybe, just maybe, yeah.
Binta, when we were in Form 1, freshers in school, there's this English book they brought to us to read. Class, we were reading, we came across this word, theme. The woman asked, who can mention the word? It goes, my class, oh, madam, me. Oh, mention, Demi. The class can't stop laughing, and it became a name till we completed. So, we even still call it Demi. Even if you call, anytime you call, you'll be like, Demi, how are you, Demi?
Oh.
Yeah, Binta, with me, always my story is different, because I had this friend,
he doesn't get to the nerves.
No, he accepted the fact that we called him that name, because anytime the teacher got to the class, this boy was sleeping. Even when we come to the class early in the morning, he was sleeping. So we just thought of giving him the name of Sleeping Mahin. He didn't like the idea, but at the long run, he accepted that he was sleeping in class. So he took it upon himself, but he didn't get all that pissed off with that.
Okay, before you come in, Cecil is at the flip side. I just want him to join us. Cecil told me while he was in school, they used to call him Cecil because he's Cecil. So before he joins us, Hannah, what do you have to say?
Okay, in my class there is this boy there. His name is Daniel, and we call him Dog because they said in his house he wears dog. So anytime we see him coming, we start barking. We start barking. Then this guy gets shy, and now he's used to it. Anytime we start barking, he'll be like, "Oh, you guys,
oh dog,
Clary,
dog."
Yeah. Then he come and sit down.
Cecil.
Oh, you mean
Tell me about it.
Well. It wasn't that I liked taking people's food, but they just, I don't know who cooked that up, but, it was a group calling, so I couldn't identify the culprits. But I think it was quite good, because then it used to be I don't know if I had do I have a big head?
Yes.
I sure. But I was glad someone came my way who had a bigger head, so he took over from me. So let me see. Names like, okay, because of my name, Ato.
Ato.
And good, my Ghana friends. Yeah. So they started calling me Atona Keposhito. And in all, I had fun, but I was sort of hurt because that wasn't the name I had wanted people to call me.
Oh, what name? No, what name did you want them to call
you? Okay, the truth is, I had some funny nickname back then. Kiki Boy.
Hey. You wanted swag with your name,
Oh, Charlie.
Kiki Boy.
Oh, Charlie.
But before you continue, if you just join us, the program is Uniiq Curious Minds on Uniiq 95.7 FM, where we blaze the children and young people's programming. And you're looking at teasing and name calling, especially in schools. And not just doing this because we want people to laugh, but we want to see the impact it has on students. But I know when you were being teased, you felt bad, but you also do it to other people.
Oh yes,
you enjoy
especially when the bigger head guy overtook me. Okay, in fact, it was actually not so good on his part and on each and everyone's part. This friend of ours, Abraham, he actually taught me how to ride a bicycle, and I thank him so much if he is listening to us, and I'm sure he is.
Okay.
And it actually hurt him so bad. It got to a point in time he actually didn't speak to anybody in the class, and there were fights here and there. It didn't help.
Okay, so before we move on, we are just going for a short break. We'll be right back.
At first, I thought it was not possible. Children are the center of running their own program. But it was real as I tuned into Uniiq Curious Minds on 95.7 FM. I realized that children can do it and excel. The issues were varied: HIV, AIDS, and children, Fast Corner with so much information, Shining Brains where we test our wits, and many more. The little secret is that just after the news at 11 in the morning every Saturday, the Uniiq Curious Minds bus will be ready for boarding. Make a date and you won't regret you did. Uniiq Curious Minds, getting children heard in their responsible ways.
Just the two of us. Well, children have a special way of doing it.
And on Uniiq Curious Minds, different shows.
My name is Miss Becky, and this is Curious Minds.
Yes, the program is Uniiq Curious Minds on Uniiq 95.7 FM, where we blaze the children and young people's programming. And we are looking at teasing and name calling, not just the fun, but the impact it does have on students. Let's look at these names that you've mentioned so far and the teases that you've done to people and what others have done to you. Personally, I just want to know the impact it has had on you.
I felt sad. I had fun at times, but I felt sad and bad. I felt hurt, because that wasn't me.
Did it affect your performance in school?
I wouldn't say it affected my performance in school, but it affected the way I related to my friends. Mm-hmm. Because I was offended, I didn't get close to them so much, and you know how things like that could be.
Yeah.
And I mentioned how my friend was affected. Abraham didn't speak to the class for like a whole week. We were shock-priced, actually. It was very bad. It got to a point that he actually dared anybody who would call him that name to fight with them. So, it's not so good.
Okay, Yoash.
Okay,
Any impact?
Well, I can't really give a personal experience, but what I observed in, GSS and then secondary school, I realized that some of my friends became very shy and sometimes isolated, wouldn't want to relate to others. But interestingly, it in a way helped some of my colleagues, especially the Nikis or the sort of teasings that arose from, let's say, someone, for instance, reading in class and makes a mistake, and therefore the teasing stems out of the mistake the person committed. Some other time, the person will try his or her very best not to commit an error whilst reading or whilst talking, and in a way it helped them in the way they talked in class or even expressing themselves. So in this instance, it has in a way brought a positive impact on such students. But we shouldn't also forget that to a large extent it does affect how people relate to others and also their performance in class, because some also wouldn't even want to talk in class for their colleagues to have something to tease them with. Yeah.
Okay, Osa.
Teasing affected me when I was in school. There's this guy who calls me Apache because at the back of my school nika is torn, and because of that, I refused to go to school for about a week, and I used to force my dad to change it for me.
I'm sure that has changed it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it also breaks friendly relationships. Like when we were in school, I was calling a friend of mine Abemusio because his mother sells drinks. So that day he stopped working with me.
Hannah, you like teasing people too much. Just tell me, did it affect your friendship with the person? Did it affect the person's performance in class?
Actually, it didn't affect the person's performance, but it affected like the relationship between us, as in we being friends. Anytime I tease him, he gets annoyed, and then he also teases me back, which like relates or results in a quarrel. We just quarrel, then we stop talking for about a week, then we just resume again. Anytime we resume, I tease him again.
Then another fight, then you stop talking, then you resume, then another fight, then you stop talking. So it goes like that. Patience. Yeah, tell me about yours.
Okay, mine affected me positively. I was called Clean Mama because I was in school to clean up our class before the lectures start. Yeah, so up to now, even in the tertiary still do it. So the name has really affected me positively. Yeah.
I'm sure some people, their names have not affected them positively at all. Benjamin, the way you are nodding, it doesn't go well.
My own, I don't like it at all. They call me Kuli because I was so quiet in class all the time. So
anti-so type, no?
Oh, sorry. It's not easy at all. I really don't like it.
Binta, we have an example here. Roberta, I and a couple of friends used to call her Exopa and Exotic. So we just wanted her to be in the modeling school, and thank God.
As for this one, I don't understand. Somebody and his daughter wants the daughter to be something, and you want the person to.
She's doing what she wants to do, but she's on the road to become a model. You can ask her.
Have you opened the modeling agency for her?
So, Roberta.
Actually,
are you okay? No, today I want us to clear it. Are you okay with that name?
Which name?
Exopa. She likes it. It seems Roberta likes it. Roberta.
Initially, I didn't like it,
but now.
But a few people saw my pictures on Facebook and they were like, they start asking, are you a model? And I'm like, no, why don't you join one? And there's this modeling agency at Tema that invited me to come and see them, and I went and I'm on my way.
So now,
I don't think it was just because of those pictures, but actually the way Roberta walks, catwalking whilst walking in town and blah blah blah. So, the pictures as well as her flair in walking. Yeah.
So Roberta, is the name registered now?
No, not Ezupa, but
okay,
I'll let you know.
I just want to get the personal feeling. Gebash, that is what some of us call you. Did it affect you in any way?
It hasn't affected me in any way at all.
And
would even welcome or encourage you to continue mentioning
the name. So that means it's registered now.
Well, what do you think?
That's your meaning.
Well, I really like the way you do mention it, especially with the last term, Nemo Zing. But I just that when you look at the circumstances or what actually brought out this name, it's what I wouldn't really want it to happen again, because it seems when we all agree to meet at a particular place or to attend a particular program, I often do not turn up, or even if I do turn up, I often get there late, losing certain opportunities, blah blah blah. So trust me, I'm reviewing my notes, and when such programs crop up, I'll be the first to get there, and also to make sure that I don't lose those opportunities as and when they come.
And Binta, he's actually one of the first people to have gotten to the studio this morning for our show.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure the season has really changed you. Eddie, personally, has it had any impact on you? As in you not performing well in school, you leaving school or anything?
No, I didn't have issues like that, or I didn't have friends calling me names, because I was, let me say this, I was so wild on them. And like, when who dare you call me a name, and before you realize I'm on you. Yeah, So but I didn't know whether they were calling me, or they were calling the names behind or anything, but I didn't hear anything.
But since they can't do it in front of you, definitely.
But the one I remembered was Obolo 2000, because I was so huge. Like, I was yeah. But now I am a little. I'm on slimming course,
I'm sure that our listeners will be wondering or would be wishing to see those who are really doing the talking as in Obolo 2000. But let's look at, do we know of any instance that Teasing had made somebody leave school? Has there been any instance like that?
Binta, yeah. I can really. Yeah, oh, sure. Give us, I'm very sure of that. There was this girl in my class who was very short. Like, she was the shortest. And we were always teasing her on that. And I think she dropped out. And I saw her. I got the chance to talk to her. That was last week. I asked her, when we were in primary class 1, why did you leave the class? And she was like, the teasing was too much.
And there was this particular girl who got pregnant when we were about to write our BC. And even the teachers allowed her to come to school with her pregnancy. But then she was too shy, because we were all like, oh, you was say a record. You spoiled our record. We wanted to complete without any mark like that. But because of that, she stopped coming to school and she couldn't write the BC.
Okay, quickly, let's look at students teasing teachers.
Interesting. We had this headmaster. He was Mr. Banks, and he was so slow on us. The fact that we called him Abanzigi. And the man helped us in a lot of, because when we had issues with headmistress, we used to call on this man, and then he goes to plead on our behalf. But the Abanzigi was so exciting. It was funny for us to be calling him Abanzigi,
And Binta, in my case, as it is, if a student gets a name, that name could easily go away. But if a teacher gets a name, it sticks there, and whenever new people come into the school, they pick up the name. And we had an econs teacher who usually slept in class, so he had the name Obawo. And I'm sure seniors gave that teacher that name to ensure that he changes, but he wasn't really aware if it was him we were calling Obawa, so it didn't change him. So, but the name still lives on. Whenever he's seen, he's called Obawa.
When I was in primary in JSS, there was this teacher who was teaching pre-tech, and there was this pillar in front of our class. So he was going to say pillar, but this teacher kept saying pira. And we didn't really get what he was saying. So he went out and pointed the thing. This is what I'm talking about, pira. And he all said, oh, pillar. I said, no, pira. And since then, the name was still there. Let's look at the reactions of teachers when students do these things. How do these teachers react?
Okay,
if only they know that.
If only they know, Binta, you wouldn't go scot-free.
Okay, and so let's look at the reactions of teachers.
Few would laugh, at the name being called and try and, step back. Others fully accept the name given to them and, take it as it is and mingle with students and, smile and, cordial as usual.
John. Yeah, we also have our science teacher who have been calling Anoma, and he has been ringing Sobolo, so we added it to Anoma Sobolo. And last week he beat somebody because of the name.
Well, I haven't named any teacher, but I'm about to name.
What name do you have in mind for your
Well,
teacher?
I have Kofi Terror because the man is very strict.
Hey! So if you just join us, the program is Uniiq Curious Minds on Uniiq 95.7 FM, where we blaze the children in young people's program. And we are looking at teasing and name calling, especially in schools, and how it affects students. You know, with the issue of students teasing teachers with these names and other things, does it have an impact on the students?
Seniors gave our headmaster some name, and whenever he catches you calling him that name, you are in trouble. So few were suspended, others were lashed, and that is the result of the name calling given to the headmaster.
Yeah, and also there was a guy called Shinyingina. And it's really working on the guy. Actually, he wasn't that type, but because of the nickname, and when you mention Shinyingina, he goes like Oyo. So it's really working on him, and now is a wee boy.
You know, with what he's saying, as in when you call people when you give them some specific names, like you get to see these people really doing some of the things. I remember one of my friends, I just don't want to mention her name, but she knows herself. Anytime this girl holds something, she at the end is destroyed. So you call her Castro the Destroyer. Until today, anything she holds, it will just destroy.
Well,
do you think okay?
It depends on how they take it. I had this friend back in school. We called him Shiwi. I had people calling, and I thought it was nice to call him some. So because he had dark lips and it looked like someone who smokes, but he doesn't smoke at all. He's very cool and calm and reserved, but it's not having any effect on him in that sense. So let's watch that too.
With all these things that you've mentioned, as in it's having any negative or positive impact, do you think name calling should still continue?
I can't say it should, still continue. It depends. If it's a good name, fine. If it's a bad name, I think we should stop calling our friends bad names. But you can't, forgo the teasing. It can be playful, it can be hurtful, but we should watch how far we go with teasing.
Meantime, they can continue it if only you give yourself that name. Because some of us, we've been giving ourselves names so that our friends should call.
I think teasing can never leave us. Teasing is part of us, and we should just take it like that.
Yeah. And we love teasing.
Okay, well, we've been able to identify that teasing in a way affects, the performance of some students in class or the way they relate to their other friends. But we shouldn't forget that it brings some sort of excitement and, joy within some people. So, well, to some extent, I must say that we should have a little bit of it. And also, we shouldn't also forget that it helps others, as, I said earlier, in terms of they making sure that they wouldn't want to commit the same mistake that they did, which brought about that sort of name. So it depends on the circumstances and what really comes out of it. I wouldn't want it to go out totally.
Others are fond of keeping books and keeping some of these names in there. They should also stop that.
Okay, Eddie, what do you have to say? I just want you to wrap up for us.
Yes, I think teasing is all fun. If teasing was not part of us going to school or our educational system, I don't think it would be complete. So I think it's fun, so we should continue it.
To some extent, it's not good. So if you try teasing someone and the person tells you, my friend, stop it, I don't like it, don't continue doing it, because that might end up in a fight or even insult, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
So I'm sure you've heard all that my friends had to say. This is where we draw the curtains on today's program, and we looked at teasing and name calling. It's not just the fun aspect of it, but its impacts on the students. Those who heard from are all members of the junior wing of the Children and Youth and Broadcast on Curious Minds. Our sound engineer has been Simono Datelamte. Our production assistant has been Torgbor-Ashong. Our producer and coordinator is and has always been Kingsley Obeng-Kyereh. You can send us your comments and contribution to the text line 0288262722. 0288262722. I've been your presenter, Bint Al-Hassan. Till we come your way same time next week. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers.
I want to know. Everybody wants to know. I want to know. Everybody wants to know. Oh. I know man made the train, man made the plane, man made the boat, man made the boat, man made the ship, man made the Mars, man made the woman, but who made the man? I
Hello, I'm Marcel Desai, and you're listening to Uniiq Curious Man.
I want to know. Oh, I want to know.
Well, children have a special way of doing it.
Heard a voice in the wilderness saying God made them all. God made man in his own likeness.
Well, children have a special way of doing it. And on Uniiq Curious Minds, the different shows. This is Shasha Man.
My name is Miss Beck, and this is Curious Minds.
Who made the trees? Who made the darkness? Who made the light? Who made the laws?
Uniiq 95.7 megahertz.
I want to know. Everybody wants to know. I want to know. Everybody wants to know. Oh, I want to know. Everybody wants to know. Well, now I know. Everybody knows. Yeah, now I know. Everybody knows. Yeah, now I know. Everybody knows. Oh, now I know. Everybody knows. I want to know. Everybody wants to know.
My name is Karina Ashele Ashwe Ama Okukuda. If you are good, keep listening to Uniiq Curious Minds. My name is Karina Ashele Ashwe Ama Okukuda. If you are coffee, keep listening to Uniiq Curious Minds.
Uniiq 95.7 megahertz.